Joe Kennedy, who's running for Senate, because he's a Kennedy, so why not?
Family business.
Family business. I mean, I'd rather he do that than, that's better than trying to fly a plane. He's running against Ed Biz Markey.
Right.
And he's good, right? He's good. I mean, you know what they need to do is they need to make a better, it has to be very easy. I need to be able to look at bullet points and I need to know right away, why is Joe Kennedy so bad? Because I know he is, and I know he's been slow on like Medicare for all.
He was dragging his feet on that one, right? Or not even supporting it at all.
Yeah, now he's kind of there. But what I love about this is they're basically doing the Bernie Bro shtick, but they're doing it with, I guess, like Markey Bros, and trying to pretend that
the Markey Marks.
The Markey Marks, yeah, exactly. The Markey Marks. That's good. Good vibrations, Josh. He had some event at some theater in Boston. Kennedy did. All right. After much backlash on social media, Broadway Sings for Joe Kennedy III has been postponed. Read more on how many users took to Twitter to announce their unhappiness with this event. Breaking. We just received a comment from a Kennedy spokesperson. We are heartbroken by the cyberbullying so many of our event participants were subjected to. The toxic nature of political Twitter is nothing new, but the level of vitriol Senator Markey and his supporters have unleashed during this campaign is unprecedented. This is a huge part of the reason Joe decided to challenge a 47-year-old incumbent in the first place, because he understands how sick and tired people are of this kind of politics. At the end of the day, this is a race between two progressive Democrats in Massachusetts. We should be able to engage in a spirited debate about who is the best leader for this moment without tearing down the other team. He should just resign. He should have to drop out, because that's so ridiculous. And also, like, you're a Kennedy. Like, sorry. Like, I think you've gone through harder shit than this. Not to make light of this, but come on. Like, you've gone through a lot. You and your family have gone through a lot.
Yeah.
Somehow you've got, but the thing that's really getting under your skin is that randos on Twitter are being the assholes that randos on Twitter are.
Oh, I mean, like any of the newspaper publications around the time, John Kennedy was elected, like the horrible things said about him in newspapers at that time. I mean, it was just unbelievable, it makes Twitter look like Beanie Babies or whatever.
Yeah.
So
seriously, I think
this is rough. Yeah.
This is rough.
They're going to play that card.
I can't believe it. And they're being ageist. Let's be real. They're being ageist. Like, look at the way they're trying to sneak that in there. This is a huge part of the reason Joe decided to challenge a 47-year-old incumbent in the first place. Also, who the hell is Theater Talk Boston? Why are they being Joe Kennedy's stenographer? Do they always read press releases from candidates? Are they going to read Markey's statement? Because I would like for him to talk through them as well.
They're kind of trying to preemptively cancel Markey. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Is this a Markey cancellation project?
I think so.
Yeah.
But you know what? Joe Kennedy, you're canceled, and so is Theater Talk Boston. Wow, the Kennedys even have their hooks in the theater scene, the Theater Talk back scene that is Theater Talk Boston.
Oh, this is what happens when COVID shuts down the theaters. All the theater talk gets political, and they're not doing performances, so they got to get on the Kennedy bandwagon. And
you're trying to run on the fact that you're younger and hip, then it's really that much more shameful that you weren't supportive of Medicare for all. And you worked for Republicans. I need some guerrilla producers out there to just drop some knowledge in the chats so I can read about...
I can keep the phone off screen.
Yeah, I just need to know. This is the problem. Guys, I'm no spin doctor. I'm no Jim Carville, but I just want to say something. I want some bullet points. I need some talking points. I need to know, because I know in my gut and somewhat anecdotally, and because of people I trust, I know that Markey is a lot better. Is it Markey? Why do I keep struggling with his name? Because then there's Merkley.
There is Jeff Merkley.
So that's also a problem.
It's just Markey.
It's just Markey, and then you have Merkley.
So our listeners and the interweb, they're all saying that he switched his position on marijuana reform, and then he's basically got a lot of big pharma backing, which explains the Medicare for all foot dragging.
Right.
Now, that's enough.
That's enough.
Pretty much,
you had me at
you're taking pharma money. You're out of the progressive.
Yeah. You're out of the semifinals. You didn't make it. You didn't make it at all. Markey.
There's an age to pharma ratio.
Oh, also there's an age ratio where it's you can't, if you're that much younger than Markey and then that much more reactionary or not progressive, you're actually, it's like if you adjust for age inflation, you're that much worse. So you're basically a Republican if you adjust for age inflation.
Right.
So here's what I'm going to say. I said something on Twitter. I'm not very proud of it, but I felt like I'd never been a toxic Bernie bro, but I wanted to try it. So I said, eat a bag of dicks to Kennedy and to the Boston people. And we'll see if I'm in the newspaper, in the headlines tomorrow as an example of a toxic bro, then you don't understand that actually I was being very subversive in many ways. And I was challenging all sorts of norms. So, yeah, I did.
At
yeah.
them?
Let me see. Not to be one of those people who.
In that? Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let's go to this. After much backlash on social media, Broadway Sings for Joe Kennedy III has been postponed. Read more. We should read this at the. You know what? Let's do another thing where we read it. But anyway, it was to that I responded. Eat a bag of dicks.
Distinct to the point.
Distinct, yeah.
I mean,
I'm either part of the dirtbag left or not. I think I go back and forth, honestly, between being part of the dirtbag left.
I think the bag of dicks put you in dirtbag territory.
I know. It was a Rubicon moment.
Maybe you just went from Bernie bro to toxic Bernie bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Comment.
Yeah, you're right. They drove me to
that
toxicity.
Was the line that was crossed.